Some places on our planet feel like they were never meant to be found, and others have been hidden in plain sight for centuries, their secrets carefully guarded by governments, legends, or forces we don't fully understand. These are the locations that sparkle whispers instead of headlines, the ones where people vanish, time doesn't behave the way it should, and the world's most powerful organizations refuse to explain what's really going on. From forbidden islands to underground cities, these are the 15 most mysterious places people won't talk about. Number 15. Mezhgori, Russia. Some towns exist off the grid, not just in a remote way, but in a you don't ask questions kind of way. Mezhgori is one of them. Located deep in the Ural Mountains, this closed city is completely off limits to outsiders, and unless you work for the Russian government, you're not setting foot anywhere near it. What's inside? That's the million-dollar question. The best guess? A massive underground military complex beneath Mount Yamantau, a mountain the US has had its eyes on since the Cold War. Some say it's a nuclear bunker big enough to house thousands. Others believe it's where Russia develops top-secret weaponry. Either way, the government keeps changing its story. First, they said it was a food storage facility, then a mining operation, then a disaster relief center. So which one is it? Well, probably none. If Russia built an entire town just to guard it, then whatever is inside isn't for public knowledge, or is it? Number 14. Lake Vostok, Antarctica. A lake hidden under 2.5 miles of ice is already interesting enough. But Lake Vostok isn't just buried. It's been sealed off from the rest of the world for 15 million years. No sunlight, no outside contamination. Whatever is down there has been evolving in complete isolation. Scientists finally managed to drill into it in 2012, and what they found raised more questions than answers. Strange, unknown microorganisms were pulled from the water, life forms that shouldn't exist under such extreme conditions. Then suddenly, the research stopped. Why? Well, that's where things get weird, and let's say pretty terrifying. Some reports suggest they found something they weren't expecting, something big enough to keep quiet about. Some claim there are entire ecosystems down there, others say it's hiding an ancient secret. Russia, which controls the site, has been unusually silent ever since. And until someone dives into that alien abyss, Lake Vostok is keeping its secrets frozen in time. Can you crack the mystery? Number 13. Glocka, Poland. Out of all the bizarre experiments the Nazis conducted, Glocka is one of the most infamous. It wasn't a weapon. It wasn't a bomb. It was something much stranger. According to reports, Glocka, or the bell, was an anti-gravity or time manipulation device being tested deep in the Polish mountains. Witnesses claimed it glowed violet and caused severe radiation poisoning in those who worked around it. Some say it was built to bend space and time. Others believe it was an early attempt at zero-point energy technology. But here's the real mystery. By the time World War II ended, Die Glock vanished. No blueprints, no records, nothing. Some think it was taken by the US under Operation Paperclip. Others say it was destroyed to keep it out of Allied hands. Either way, something was being tested. And if the Nazis were experimenting with this kind of technology, what else were they working on? Maybe bioweapons, or maybe time machine. Number 12. Room 39, North Korea. North Korea doesn't run on taxes. It runs on criminal enterprise. And if you want to know where that money flows, you look at Room 39. Buried somewhere in Pyongyang, Room 39 isn't just an office. It's a highly secretive government operation that allegedly controls billions in illegal revenue. Counterfeit currency, arms dealing, drug trafficking, this is where North Korea funds its regime without relying on the outside world. Defectors have talked about hidden vaults, underground printing operations, and smuggling networks that stretch across the globe. North Korea, of course, denies everything, just it does. No journalist has ever gotten inside, and no investigator has ever been able to prove exactly what happens there. But one thing is clear. If this place didn't exist, North Korea's economy would have collapsed a long time ago. But can be inside of it? Is Kim hiding something that is not good at all? Well, only he and his general know. Number 11. Snake Island, Brazil. There's a reason Ilha da Queimada Grande is completely off-limits. It's not because of government secrecy or buried treasure. It's because it's crawling with thousands of venomous snakes. This isn't some overhyped scare story. Snake Island is home to the golden lancehead viper, a snake so venomous that its bite can melt human flesh. The population is so dense that on some parts of the island, you're never more than a few feet away from one. Locals tell stories about the last lighthouse keeper and his family who lived there, until they were found dead in their own home, covered in snake bites. Whether that story is true or not, the government doesn't take chances. No one is allowed on the island except a handful of researchers under strict conditions. From a distance, it looks like paradise. Up close, it's one of the deadliest places on Earth. Number 10. Area 6, Nevada, USA. Everyone's obsessed with Area 51, but the real mystery might be Area 6. Unlike its infamous counterpart, this facility barely gets talked about, and we bet your first time hearing about it. Hidden deep in the Nevada desert, Area 6 doesn't even have the same level of speculation. It's real, it exists, but no one truly knows what happens inside. Satellite images show a long runway, a handful of buildings, and not much else. But that's the thing. If it's so empty, why is it classified? Some believe it's a testing site for advanced drone warfare, while others think it's linked to next-gen surveillance technology. Unlike Area 51, there's no alien hysteria to distract from the fact that something is happening here. And the government? Well, completely silent. No leaks, no whistleblowers, just an empty desert facility that no one is allowed near. Number 9. The Vatican Secret Archives, Italy. Behind the Vatican's towering walls lies one of the most restricted and controversial collections of documents in human history. The Vatican Secret Archives hold centuries of records, letters, and classified files that few people have ever been allowed to see. What's inside? Officially, it's just a collection of religious documents, papal correspondences, and state secrets. But historians and conspiracy theorists alike believe the Vatican is sitting on far more than that. Documents that could rewrite history, lost texts from the ancient world, even evidence of supernatural encounters. Some say there are files detailing extraterrestrial contact, hidden prophecies, and even proof that Jesus' life wasn't what we've been told. Until 1881, even acknowledging the archives existed was off limits. Today, only a select group of scholars can enter, and even then, they must request specific documents, not browse freely. The Vatican insists there's nothing sinister inside. But if that's the case, why keep it so locked down? Number 8. Mount Yamantau, Russia. If there's one thing Russia is good at, it's building things in secret. And whatever is hidden inside Mount Yamantau might be their biggest project yet. Just look at this massive thing. Located in the Ural Mountains, this massive facility has been under construction since the Cold War. The Russian government has given so many different explanations for what it is: food storage, a mining site, a disaster relief center. But satellite images tell a different story. What's visible from space shows a highly fortified, continuously expanding underground facility, suggesting something far larger than an emergency bunker. Some reports suggest it's a full-blown underground city, capable of housing thousands in the event of nuclear war. Others believe it's a military research complex for advanced weapons technology. Whatever the truth is, Mount Yamantau is still highly classified, and access is restricted to the highest levels of Russian military and government officials. If they don't want people to know about it, there's a reason. Number 7. Hoia Baciu Forest, Romania. Transylvania already has a creepy reputation, but Hoia Baciu Forest takes things to another level. Dubbed the Bermuda Triangle of Romania, this forest has been the site of some of the strangest and most terrifying encounters ever recorded. Visitors report lost time, strange lights, disembodied voices, and electronic devices failing for no reason. People have gone in and never come back. Even the trees here are twisted and deformed, as if the land itself is rejecting them. One of the eeriest parts? A perfectly circular clearing where nothing grows. No trees, no plants, nothing. Local legends say it's a portal to another world, and those who step into it risk never returning. Scientists have tried to explain the anomalies, blaming electromagnetic activity, but no one has solid answers. Whether it's paranormal or something entirely unknown, one thing is clear. Hoia Baciu doesn't play by normal rules. Step inside, and you might not step back out. Number 6. North Brother Island, USA. Sitting abandoned just off the coast of New York City, North Brother Island looks like something straight out of a horror movie. Once a quarantine hospital for highly infectious diseases, it now stands in complete decay, overtaken by nature and swallowed by silence. This was where Typhoid Mary was held in isolation for 26 years until her death. Patients with smallpox, tuberculosis, and deadly viruses were left here, often never making it off the island alive. In 1904, tragedy struck again when the General Slocum steamship caught fire nearby, killing over 1,000 people, many of whom washed up on the island's shores. After the hospital closed, the island was used briefly to house drug addicts undergoing treatment, but that too was abandoned. Today, it's strictly off-limits. No tourists, no visitors. Just the remains of a past that no one wants to talk about. And yet, those who've managed to sneak in, they claim they weren't alone. Number 5. The Tomb of Qin Shi Huang, China. Buried beneath a mountain of earth lies the tomb of China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang. It's been sealed for over 2,000 years, and for good reason. No one dares to open it. The terracotta army guards the entrance, thousands of life-sized warriors, each with a unique face, standing watch over their emperor's final resting place. But inside the tomb itself, that's where the real secrets are. Ancient texts describe rivers of mercury, booby traps, and an underground palace untouched by time. Scientists have confirmed that dangerously high levels of mercury exist in the soil around the tomb, supporting the old legends. And while technology now allows us to scan beneath the surface, the Chinese government has decided to leave it sealed. Is it respect for the past? Or is there something inside they don't want the world to see? Until that tomb is opened, we won't know. Number 4. The Dulce Base, USA. Everyone talks about Area 51, but those deep into conspiracy research know that Dulce Base might be even more terrifying. Located beneath Archuleta Mesa in New Mexico, this alleged underground facility is said to be a joint human-alien operation, a site where experiments are conducted that defy imagination. Reports from supposed whistleblowers claim the base has 7 levels, each more classified than the one above it. The upper floors deal with security and research, but the deeper you go, the darker it gets. Genetic experiments, alien-human hybrids, cloning projects, and biological testing. That's what's rumored to happen beneath the desert floor. The U.S. government denies any such base exists. But for decades, strange lights have been seen over Dulce. Unexplained cattle mutilations have taken place nearby, and locals tell stories of underground tunnels leading to places that shouldn't exist. Is it real? That's the mystery. Number 3. Surtsey Island, Iceland. Not many people have ever set foot on Surtsey Island, and if you're not a scientist, you never will. This volcanic island, born in 1963 after an undersea eruption, is one of the most protected places on Earth. Why? Because it's one of the only places where scientists can watch an ecosystem form from scratch, a natural laboratory untouched by human interference. No tourists, no settlements, no outside contamination. Even the researchers who visit must scrub their boots before setting foot on the island to prevent introducing foreign life. Despite its isolation, life has found a way. Moss, fungi, birds, and even seals now inhabit Secrecy, proving how ecosystems evolve without human interference. But there's a catch. Secrecy is slowly disappearing. The ocean is eroding it away, and in a few hundred years, it might be completely gone. It's a rare glimpse at the raw power of nature, one we'll only get to witness for a limited time. Number 2. Barsa-Kelmes Plateau, Kazakhstan. There are places in the world where time seems to move differently. Barsa-Kelmes is one of them. Once an island in the Aral Sea, it is now transformed into an eerie, desolate plateau, shrouded in mystery and unexplained phenomena. The name itself translates to the place of no return, and local legends warn that those who venture in may never come back, or if they do, time may have played tricks on them. One of the most unsettling stories involves an expedition of topographers who claimed they were only gone for 3 days, until they returned to find out 3 months had passed. Another tells of escaped prisoners who thought they had been missing for 2 years, only to realize it had been decades. UFO sightings, strange disappearances, and unexplained time distortions continue to fuel speculation. Whether it's a natural anomaly or something far stranger, Barsa-Kelmes remains one of Kazakhstan's most chilling unsolved mysteries. Number 1. Bermuda Triangle, North Atlantic. For over a century, the Bermuda Triangle has held its reputation as one of the most mysterious and feared areas of the ocean. Covering a vast region between Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, this so-called Devil's Triangle has been the site of hundreds of disappearances, ships, planes, entire crews vanishing without a trace. The legend dates back to the 1800s, but it was World War II that solidified its eerie status. Flight 19, a squadron of 5 U.S. bombers, disappeared during a routine mission, and the rescue plane sent after them also vanished. Some believe strange magnetic forces disrupt navigation systems. Others blame underwater anomalies, methane gas eruptions, or even extraterrestrial activity. What fuels the mystery is that wreckage is rarely found, and distress signals often cut out mid-transmission. Whether it's science, legend, or something beyond explanation, the Bermuda Triangle remains an unchallenged enigma of the deep. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for tuning in with us, and we'll see you soon in the next one.